Right guys, Betty's back. Right, so today we're making a meat and potato pie. Don't feel too bad this morning after last night's night out for Man's birthday. Didn't go over the top drink-wise, so I'm feeling okay. So if you want to come down, I'll show you the ingredients that we've got. Right, so we have one potato, 360 grams that we've diced. We have 2 carrots diced, 2 celery sticks that we've stringed and diced. We have 1 onion, also diced. We have 1 egg, which is going to make the glaze, beaten. 2 tablespoons of brown sauce, 2 tablespoons of tomato sauce, some salt, pepper, Worcestershire sauce. I couldn't even say that then. Is that 100 and... I can't remember how much is in there now. 1 second.
250.
150 mils of water in there for that. And for the pastry, we have 300 grams of plain flour, 75 grams of lard, 75 grams of butter, 5 tablespoons of cold water, also with some salt, a pinch of salt. So the first thing we're going to do is crack on with the filling, and we'll do the pastry later. So we'll crack on. What am I like, guys? Seriously, how can you have a meat potato pie without the meat? There's 500 grams of lean beef steak mince as well. Obviously, duh. I don't know. Crazy. Right, I'll crack on, mate. Right, so I'm going to dry fry the onions, the celery, the carrot and the beef on a high heat for about, I don't know, until the mince is not pink anymore. So no oil, no nothing. There is the onion. There's our celery and carrot. And then our mince. Which I'm going to break up with my little gadget that I've got. I've only used it once before, I think. It does a good job as well. Right, I was having a few issues with this camera before, with the focus, and I've sort of sussed that bit out now. Hopefully, when my hand's there, it's not going to go focus on my hand out now. It doesn't spot on. All new stuff. Right, guys, so I'm going to continue cooking this. We'll come back when it's about ready. It should take about 5 minutes, I reckon, something like that. Right, so that's cooked for now. Now we're going to go in with some of our condiments. So, first thing to go in is our Worcester sauce. 1 tablespoon of. There we go. 1 tablespoon of Worcester sauce. And it's 2 tablespoons of each of the tomato and the brown sauce. Daddy's as well. Not Daddy's, HP. The good stuff. That's that. In with the tomato. One. 2 of the tomato. 1 second, I'm just going to give this spoon a little bit of a... because the next thing to go in is flour. So I know it's going to stick, but you don't want tomato sauce in your flour. Right, so I need 2 tablespoons of the plain flour going in there as well. One, 2. That's the plain flour in there. Salt and pepper. Like plenty of pepper, as you know. Salt. Will do. And let's give it a bit of a mix. Just going to cook this out with the flour for a minute or 2. There we go. Thickening that up straight away. You can feel it on the spoon. Right, I'll come back in a second when it's cooked, when the flour's cooked out. Right, so that's had about a minute or so to cook off. I'm now going to put in the potatoes. Potatoes! Sorry, I couldn't resist that. And the 150 mils of water going in here as well. Can add a bit more water, I suppose, but it needs to be quite thick for the pie filling. Give it a stir. Doesn't seem to be a lot of liquid in there. I don't know whether that's the vessel I'm using or what, but you'll get some liquid out of the potatoes anyway. So, turn the heat up. In fact, I think it is going to need some more water in there, you know. Yeah, there's not much liquid in there. What do you think, Mrs.? I mean, I followed the recipe to it exactly as it is, but...
I put a little bit in. How long cook it for?
15 minutes.
Yeah, put a little bit in.
I'm going to put some more water in, probably about the same amount again.
Lose some liquid where you're cooking.
It just looks a bit not quite wet enough because it says it's got to boil and simmer away. So I'm going to bring that up to the heat, to the boil, and then we're going to right, it's coming up now, look. I'm going to turn it down, cover it up, and leave it to simmer for 15 minutes. Right, so I did add a little bit more water to that, and I've given it an extra 10 minutes on top of the 15 minutes because the potatoes and the carrots were quite cooked. So now that is how I like it. It's got a little bit of sauce there, so now we're just going to turn this off and let it cool completely before we start the pastry. And guys, right, so it's time now to make the pastry. So in with the 300 grams of flour. See if I can do this without spilling any. Yes. In with our 75 grams of lard and 75 grams of butter into here. And about half a teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to use some table salt. Just a little. There we go. Maybe a little bit, that's it. There we go. on with our lid. And you just want to pulse this a few times, just so it resembles breadcrumbs. Maybe a couple of little pulses more. Yeah. Oops. Right, and it's 5 tablespoons of water going in here now. So that goes in there just to bring it together. So let's just give that another spin. So it comes together. Yeah, that's coming together. There we go. There we have it. Our ball of dough. So I'm going to cling film this up and get it in the fridge and let it chill for a little while. So there it is, cling filmed out, into the fridge for at least 20 minutes, and then we'll bring it out and let it come back up to room temp for about 10 minutes before we start to use it. Right, so I've had my pastry out the fridge for about 10 minutes or so, just to bring back up to room temp. Put a dusting of flour on here. Get it on there. Right, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to cut about 1/3 of this off for the top. 2/3 for the base. So put that to one side. And let's see what I can do with the ruling. Sure that's all nicely spread out. So we're trying to make it a square because it's a square tin that I've got. So I'm trying to just push it out. Oh, and I can just make it a little bit more that sort of shape first. That might be an idea, Ian. Yeah, that's the idea. So just keep pushing it down, turning it over, flipping it the other way. It's still quite thick, so it needs to go down quite a bit more than that. Put that to one side. It's lost its shape. I'm trying to make it as square as I possibly can. Excuse me about my fingers and stuff, but I'm not the world's best thing with working with pastry. Very inexperienced with it. So I'm just going to keep flipping that. Flip it that way. Again. Not looking very square, is it? Right, I'm just going to get my dish and just have a look. Yeah, it still needs to go a little bit more than that. So I'll continue cracking on with this until I get it a bit to how more I like it. Okay, so we've sorted this out. Pie dish is filled and the top's waiting to go on. So it's just a matter of now this has cooled down completely. So it's just a matter of filling this baby up. Already tasted this, guys, and it's yummy just like that by itself. Now mind encased in a pie. The oven's already preheated to 180. That's 200. Is it 200 fan that? Gas mark 6. Old school. Well, this is going to be a nicely deeply filled pie. Taking my time getting it in. It's quite a bit of filling there. Proper northern recipe this, like meat and turkey pie. Lovely. And there's still more left in here. Right, so I'm just going to spread that about. And then we will attempt to put the lid on. There we go. Tell you what, I'll just push this down. It looks a bit uneven looking at it from this angle. I'm just going to press this down. That's better. Right. I'm going to put a little bit of egg wash on the side here. Just to seal, not loads, because I know last time it stuck. I put far too much on and it stuck to the tin. So it's just a little smattering of egg wash. And let's just see if I can get this right. So it's not often I make pies, so have to bear with me. So there we go, I've got that ready rolled out. I'm going to have a go at covering it, so let's hope it fits. No, not quite. Not quite. But I'm going to make it work. Make sure that's stuck down to there. Actually, I need a fork. Not the best looking of attempts, but thank you, missus. Just going to go around the edge. It's a beddy pie. Remember reading that in the Beano, was it? Desperate Dan. Cow pie. I don't think that's sealed that great, but we shall see. Crimping it down the side there. Right, so egg wash and a couple of holes in the top. And it's going in. I don't care what it looks like. I'm sure it'll taste absolutely fine. And then it looks like I've got a bit of a clean up to do. There's a slight mess here. That will do. Make sure it's all covered. So let the steam out. A few little hair holes. There we go. So right guys, that's it. I'm going to put it in the oven for 30 minutes and hopefully it'll turn out okay. Right, so there you go. It's out the oven. It's had its 30 minutes. So I'm just going to let it sit for a little while, cool down a little bit before I attempt to even try and get it out. We're just going to have it with some mushy peas that are bubbling away there. So yeah, come back shortly. Right, so we're going to give the granddaughter, she's here, we're going to have ours a bit later. But it's out, it's done. So we're just going to see what it's like.
Lovely crumbly pastry.
Yeah, it might look rustic, but hey, it's what the taste is. That's, oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Lovely. Yeah. Nice.
Smells really good.
Smells lovely. Right, anyway, we'll do our taste test later. This is just for the grandbairn, so catch you later, guys. Right, guys, triple tea time. Look at that beauty. With some mushy peas. That can be fun tomorrow, isn't it? Or later on this evening.
And the veggies and the mushy peas.
Yeah, so there's the pilot.
Well, half of it's already gone because the granddaughter's had 2 slices.
Yeah. So I'm just going to try that now. See what it's like. That's really good. There.
I know you were worried about the pastry, but I think it's come out.
The pastry is really nice. The filling's lovely.
It is actually.
Potatoes are well cooked. They're soft enough for me. Carrots are cooked. Nice peppery taste. That's what I like. Not a bad job at all, if I say so myself. Mushy peas. I love mushy peas. That's a good pie. It's a good pie. I'm just not that great with pastry. But hey.
Well, if you look at it, it's crunchy enough. It's all held.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all cooked properly.
All right. It's very nice. Very, very, very nice. So, Sunday night, and I think our hangovers has kicked in. Felt great this morning. Don't feel so good now. But yeah, so we're going to chillax. It's the rest of the man's birthday. We ain't going out or anything actually today. We're just, because we're both shattered, to be fair. We're going to have a nice relaxing night, watch a bit of telly. I've got my son and his girlfriend coming round tomorrow from Hull. So it'll be a nice little day out for us tomorrow as well. So once again, thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, commenting. Keep them all coming. Keep the recipe ideas coming as usual. And we'll catch you guys very, very soon.
See you later, guys.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.